Wrong button, Terry. I missed one. There we go. Good morning,
Okay.
Terry.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Well, we're gonna have to be like a heavyweight fight today, Terry. Well, maybe not heavyweights, but more like the lightweights.
Yeah, I know it's going to be tougher.
We're gonna have to come out swinging because we decided to do PARX today for our full track picks, and guess what? They're gonna start right away.
Yeah.
So the first race is out there. So let's get started with the picks. So we're gonna do it a little bit differently today. What do you think about that?
That sounds fine to me.
All right, so let me pull up the picks real quick. These are our full card picks at PARX. I made sure to put the track in there today, Terry. What do you think about that idea?
That's a good idea, I think.
All right, so race one. Do you have your Twin Spires thing open or your account open? Is it coming up soon? Probably in about 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, actually, TVG. I think it doesn't start at 9:20 or something like that. Oh, maybe it starts a little earlier today.
No, it starts in a few minutes, Terry, I think, because I was looking at it and looked like the time.
8 minutes. Yeah,
8 minutes. 8 minutes to race one. So let's get through race one real quick, Terry. Race one is 1 mile and a 16th on the main track, Terry. They've had 80 races. 51 of those races were won by horses that showed speed. 21 went wire to wire, Terry. There is absolutely a clear inside-out bias. Tell us who you like in the first race. Looks like we like the same 4 horses, just in a little bit different order.
Yeah, I like number 4, Double Dink. Won 50% of his races and drops in class.
Mm-hmm.
And then number 1, Centerfold Angel, has the highest last speed rating and finished in the money 6 out of 9 races this year. Then I like number 6, Sour Mash, is going for a second win in a row. And I like number 2, Adwa. Stumbled at the start, but likes the distance.
Yes, for me, I like number 2, Adwa, second and a third and 2 at the distance. Got some decent works going on lately. Number 6 is Sour Mash, won the last with improved early and mid pace figures. I'd like to see that. That tells me the horse is on the improve. Number 4, Double Doink. I think that's named after a Chicago field goal kicker who hit the upright and then it dropped and hit the crossbar and then came out. So in the playoffs too. So it's a third off a layoff for Double Doink. So maybe we'll get this one through the middle. Got 3 W's in 8 races at PARX. Terry, like to see the horse that performs well at the track it's running at. And number 1, Centerfold Angel, Terry. Top last race speed figure, and one of my favorite combinations with the top last race speed figure is that the horse is dropping in class. Now, race number 2, Terry, is my box it up. So let me pull up the box it up real quick, if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind.
So race number 2 is to box it up. I have the 2 horse, Arithmetic. Number 3, Classified Info. And number 7, Star in the Making. That's what we're kind of hoping ends up with this show, Terry, that it's a star in the making.
Yeah.
Well, they have these awards at the end of the year. So if you like our show, nominate us to one of these things. That's like the People's Choice Award. Number 6, American Roma. Those are 4 horses that I like. If you put them together, decent odds, I think, in all of them. Our top 4 picks over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. Exacta box for $1. 50-cent trifecta box, 10-cent superfecta box. I think both of us missed out yesterday. Tough start to the year for us yesterday. But nonetheless, we'll get back on track today. So what do you like in race number 2? It looks like we like the same 4 horses once again, but just again in a little different order.
Okay. In race number 2, I like number 3, Classified Info. Has a high percentage trainer and high percentage winning jockey and drops in class. I like number 6, America Roma. It's a speed horse. It had trouble in its last race, but it's very competitive. I like number 7, Star in the Making, 10 out of 15 in the money this year, winning 4 of those races. And I like number 2, Arithmetic. Trouble in the last race, has won 2 out of the last 4 races.
Yes, race 2 is 1 mile, Terry. They have 217 races at the distance this year at PARX. 163 of them, Terry, won by the fast horses in the first 3 at the quarter-mile marker. 63 of them with horses got to the lead and never, ever looked back, going W to W. Small rail bias, Terry, but everything else is fair. So they're a little bit better winning on the rail than everything else is pretty even. Number 2, Arithmetic, is my top choice. Good work since the last race. And it's a horse that does have a good history of making up ground late. So if it can be a little bit closer to the front, a little bit of a late kick, maybe brings it to the winner's circle. Number 3, a Classified Info. It's a horse that's like the distance and should be on the gas all the way around the track. And as I mentioned, speed is the way to go. Star in the Making has got 4 of 9 wins at the distance, four wins and 9 races at the distance. And if you take the horse at any other distance, has run there 37 times, Terry, just 4 wins, has the top last race speed figure. So it's certainly a horse for the 1 mile course. Number 6 is American Roma, my 4th selection. The last race on paper doesn't look so good, but if you look at the fractions, they're similar to the race before where the horse did well. Race number 3, Terry, is your box it up. So let's bring your box it back up here, Terry, real quick. And let's see how you like them. Tell us about your box it up.
Okay, I like number 5, Lana. And with Lana, I like number 3, Quiet Please. And number 2, Mariana Queen. With number 8, Moments to Savor.
All right. So this is Terry's box it up. Again, this is where we put all 4 horses together in a pick in Exacta box for $1. 50-cent trifecta box and a 10-cent superfecta box. Good luck with yours today, Terry. I hope we bring them both home today.
Thank you.
Yeah,
so I'll go ahead and give you some information on the horses I like. Number 5.
Tell us why you like those.
Okay, number 5, Lana. 1 for 1 at PARX and likes the distance. Number 3, Quiet Please, finished in the money the last 6 races this year, and is back to 1 mile and 70 yards, which likes a lot better. Mm-hmm. And then number 2, Mariana's Queen, ran a good second last race, likes this track and distance. And number 8, Moments to Savor, finished in the money in the last 3 races, winning one of those races.
All right, for me, race number 3, Terry, it's first of all, it's 1 mile and 70 yards on the main course. They've run 261 races, of which 180 of them were won by horses that are considered speed. 84 gone wire to wire. You have a minor inside-out post position bias, so the inside horses might have a little bit of a chance. You see the BB in the box next to our picks over there. That means number 3, Quiet Please, is my best bet at PARX for today. Ran some much faster early fractions last out when cutting back. And if she can do so in a route, I think that you'll see a much better improvement from number 3, Quiet Please. Number 2, Mariana Queen. Just needs to run back a couple of races, Terry. If you look on the paper, the horse did exceptionally well 2 races back. And it looks to me, too, when you look at her post positions, Mariana Queen doesn't really like to run as much from the outside as she does from the inside. So the move back to the inside should be positive for her. Number 3, Lana. This is the 3rd race off the bench, Terry. Classic handicapping angle. Resume says that when she runs a 3rd race in a 3-race cycle, it tends to be better than the other 2. And she's had 3 consecutive speed figure increases. And number 7 is my 4th choice. This is Londonberry, coming in from Woodbine. And trainer Linder here, Jr., when you look at this horse, he brought another horse in coming up next, which is, I think, your best bet, Verrazano Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
He brought that horse in from Woodbine too, and that horse's speed figure jumped by like 20 points. Huge jump coming from Woodbine to PARX. So hopefully the same thing here. The last time the horse came in off the bench and ran a race, it did run its best race on dirt that it had run in its last 10. So those are my 4 selections for race number 3. Kind of gave away your thunder a little bit here in race number 4, Terry, which is 1 mile and a 16th. They've had 80 races. 51 of them were won by speed, 21 gone wire to wire, Terry. And there is an absolutely clear inside bias. And you have the 3 horses, your best bet. Tell us why you like Verrazano Bridge. It's your top pick today at.
Well, yeah, I like it because it's got a high percentage trainer and jockey, and it has the highest last speed rating. And then I like number 7, Pano, ran 2nd in his last race, just missing, and drops in class. I like number 4, Majestic Sky, drops in class today and has very decent workouts. And then number 8, About the Multiple, made a big improvement in between his last 2 races. So.
One thing I forgot real quick because we're a little bit. Here's Terry's hot dog pick 4. I don't know if one went off yet. I apologize, Terry. If not, right. Here's the Terry's pick 4. 4-1-6 in race 1, 3-6 in race 2, 2-3-5 in race 3, and 3-7 in race 4. Has it gone off yet, or is it about to go?
No, they're getting in the gate.
All right,
here in
good. So
about
we
1 minute. So.
got it in the nick of time. So if you're going to play the first pick 4 at PARX, Terry did race 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4, 1, and 6, 3, 6, 2, 3, 5, and then 3, 7. Good thing that like that synopsis kind of triggered right there, Terry. Otherwise, we might have totally missed that one, right?
Yeah, that's true. So
I did races 5, 6, 7, and 8 for my hot dog. I got 2s all the way down the board. I'm like, man, I love the 2-horse today. If the 2-horse has a good day today, Terry Rich has a good day today at PARX.
it sounds like it. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. So we have 2, 7 in race 5, 2, 1, 9 in race 6, 2, 5 in race 7, and then 2, 8, 5 in race number 8. All right, Terry. So you like the Verrazano Bridge. For me, I like Verrazano Bridge as well as my top choice. Huge number jump, as I mentioned, in first time running at PARX, coming in from Woodbine. It's kind of why I like Londonderry in the previous race. Last time, and the only other time Verrazano Bridge had a 3-race cycle, because today is the third off the bench, was by far the best of the 3. Number 2, Parafontaine. I hope I got that right. It's dropping in class, and the numbers are on par with all of the others. So when you look at the speed numbers and the internal numbers, at the long shots numbers are very consistent with everybody else here. So maybe a little bit of a price, hopefully. Number 7, Inano, is dropping in class. It just missed last time out and does have the best late pace figures in the field. So if Inano is close coming out of the turn, those late legs should be enough to get her home. Number 4, Majestic Sky is taking by far the biggest class drop in the field. And that drop from maiden special weight down should be, as Tom Carley puts it, one of the biggest drops in all of horse racing. Race number 5, Terry, man, this is a long card today, no?
It is 10 races. That's it's exhausting.
Yeah, I feel like we should be done already.
Yeah.
And, there's a bunch of late scratches, so Terry and I are scrambling at the end to try to catch things. They put them all together, and it makes for a really hectic as we're about to press that go live button. But any race, number 5, 7 furlongs, Terry, another different distance in last year. I mean, it's 2022 now, but last year at PARX, 220 races at 7 furlongs, 154 won by speed horses. So there's a clear speed bias at PARX. I think everybody probably knows that. 79 of the 220 have gone wire to wire. And again, you have a really dominant inside post bias. It's a little bit kind of drifts down from 1 down to 7. But if you get a horse with an 8 or out, the numbers drop in half. So the inside 7, particularly 1, 2, and 3, tend to do the best. Who do you like here?
I like the number 7, Daredevil Bull. I like this fact that it's got a really high percentage jockey. It's Lasix for the second time. It's been in the money the first 2 races of his career, running second last by 7.5 lengths. Mm-hmm. And then I like number 2, Cup of Life. Yeah. I just got beat by the 3. Anyway, Cup of Life has got the best start speed among today's starters, and it ran a good second last race. Number 4, Brooklyn Mojo, has a high percentage trainer, and it's a closer, and this added distance will help. And then number 9, Seize the Whiskey, Lasix added, and I like that Kendrick Camus rides.
We always got to like the alcoholic horses, like our friends over at the Triple Clowns. Anytime they see a horse with alcohol in it, they bet it no matter what. It's like the Grays, right?
Yeah.
So you got to take those alcoholic horses. For me in race number 5, scratches made my picks different here. I did like Cup of Life as my top choice, the 2-horse. Missed as the 3 to 5 favorite last out. Got claimed, moving up in class, third off a layoff. So I expect that you'll see the horse. I mean, we've talked to trainers before. They always claim, they tell us with a race in mind. Number 7, Daredevil Bull, is first off the claim from Michael Pino, trainer, and that's a 20% angle for the trainer. As you mentioned, Terry, the horse is getting second-time Lasix. When we talk to jockeys on the Player's Edge podcast, they always tell us that not always, but a lot of them have told us that the second-time Lasix, second-time gelded is what they prefer over the first time. But when I'm looking at the Lasix, what I like to see is the horse that shows early speed, because I feel like the Lasix benefits speed horses more than it does closers. And it seems to have worked out that way for me when I do my handicapping. I don't know if it's anecdotal or if it's, if there's some real math behind that. But from what I've seen, it's worked a lot for me. I wanted to go with the 2 first-time starters, the 1 and the 3, as my next 2 picks, but they both scratched out. So I agree with you. I have Brooklyn Mojo as my 3rd pick, the 4-horse. Trainer Danny Velasquez wins at 24% when he gives his horses a break of 46 to 90 days. I wanted to go with the 1 and the 3 because the works coming back, though, for Brooklyn Mojo are kind of slow. Beach Days is the 6-horse, is my 4th pick, dropping in class. And the last time, and I think it's run 3 races, the last time it ran in the maiden claiming level, it finished 2nd by a length and a half. So the drop back into the maiden claiming levels should be enough to get, the class relief should be enough to help Beach Days perhaps perform a little better on this day. Race number 6, Terry, 6 furlongs. It's like every distance that they have that they run at PARX, they've tried out here or trotted out for the first 6 races. 6 furlongs, 336 races. So it's the most common distance, Terry. 235 were won by speed horses. 128 have gone wire to wire. And you see the inside 3, particularly the post, and then the 2 and the 3, they have a clear advantage over everybody else. But once you get to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, blah, 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 the post position bias goes away. So the inside 3 and everything else is pretty fair. So how are you going to start them off?
I like number 2, Libido's Charm, finished in the money 11 out of 15 times this year in the races. It's won 6 of those races, and it has the highest last speed rating. At this. And then at number 5, Sizzling Roma was fractious at the gate in the last race, so I'm going to throw that out, and it has 3 wins this year. And number 1, Lapete Papillon, ran 2nd versus similar in his last race, won 25% of her starts this year. And then number 3, Awesome Pal, has a high percentage trainer, ran 2nd in its last race.
So for me, I also agree with you, Terry. We have a lot of similar horses here in this. Well, 2 of our horses are the same, or 3. I like the 2-horse too. Little bit of charm. The horse is going from a route to a sprint, and it's done that cycle a couple of times before. The last 2 times it's made that cycle, it had a 2nd and a win. So the horse seems to improve when it goes from route to sprint. Number 1, Le Petit Papillon. I hope I did that. My Steve Martin, the Pink Panther impression. All right there. Tied for the top last race speed figure. Moving down in class, Terry, I love that combination. Yeah. Last time out, it was the favorite. And so you're looking for the horse to bounce back. And the horse has been in the money 9 of 12 at the distance. So the one's got a lot going for it in this race. Number 9, Terry, what about tonight? Is the other horse to tie for the top last race speed figure. You have 3 consecutive speed figure increases, which according to Barry Meadows, I don't have his book right here in front of me, but if you want to know everything about statistics of horse racing, go to Amazon, look up the book by Barry Meadows on horse racing. I forget the name right now, and he's got just a ton of statistics. But three consecutive speed figure increases is one of the angles that hits at more than 15%. So I don't know. He didn't put it in his book, but I deem them alpha angles. And the reason I deem it as alpha angles is I come from the financial market world, Terry, and the average horse race in America has about 8 horses in it, right?
Yes.
So just mathematically speaking, a horse has a 1 in 8 chance to win. So that's about a 12% chance to win. And so any angle that produces more than 15% winner or more than 12% winning is what I would call an alpha angle, because in the financial markets, if the stock market gains 10%, but your portfolio, only makes 9%, you underperformed. But if your portfolio made 11%, you outperformed. So that 1% increase is considered alpha. So I'm looking for alpha angles, and 3 consecutive speed figure increases is an angle. The last time the horse did 3 speed figure increases, the next time out, it finished second by just a length. And that's the 9 horse. What about tonight? There's a whole lot of explanation in that one, huh?
Yeah.
Number 3, Awesome Pal, closed in 4 straight races, has some of the most consistent speed figures, but again, speed's the way to go. So I feel like the 3 horse Awesome Pal probably not going to be your winner, but maybe one that helps out in the exactas, trifectas, superfectas, that sort of thing. And now I've just pretty much locked it in as the winner by saying it doesn't have a chance to win, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
So race number 7, Terry, is the beginning of the late pick 4. This is where you and I did our prime rib pick 4s, where we spent the big money. We spent Terry money here. Race number 7 is another 6 furlong race. Again, mostly won by speed horses. Again, mostly the horses on the inside having a speed bias. We'll go through all of our picks, and then we'll circle back, in the words of Jen Psaki, to the prime rib pick 4. So what do you like in race 7?
Okay, I like number 2, Heated Battle. Won 2 races, won the race before last, and was in a heated battle and just missed by a nose in the last race. I like number 11, American Quality. Has early speed. Did fall in this last race, but it's been working out since that, and drops in class today. And so working out like that shows that it's probably okay. Number 5, McLean's Legacy, finishing the money 3 out of 3 races this year, and he's won his last race. And then number 7, I Saw It All, ran second versus similar in the last race, and earned the highest last speed rating.
For me, Terry, I start with Heated Battle as well, because in this day, like I said, if the 2-horse wins, but you said the 3-horse won the first leg, so maybe I should have.
No, I'm sorry, it was the 5, and he beat my 4 by maybe a head.
Well, maybe I should have put the 5 in there, because neither one of us had the 5 anywhere. But what are you going to do? Yeah. First race out of the way, on to the next race, Terry. It's like a closer in baseball. But I do like number 2, Heated Battle. Last time out, the horse stretched out from 5.5. Well, not really stretched out, but added some distance from 5.5 to 6 furlongs. And despite running a half a furlong longer, they had some faster fractions for Heated Battle. So I like to see that. And I'm expecting the horse to continue the improvement in its 3rd race off the bench. Number 5, McLean's Legacy, also ran better fractions last out, Terry. He had a couple decent works. I would call them maintenance works since. So if the fractions are any indication and the workouts are indication, I would expect at least a similar effort out of McLean's Legacy, maybe a little bit better in this race. Number 8 is E.T.'s Deuces Wild. So aliens playing cards, I guess. Yeah. Flashed early speed last time out with its strongest ever, or at least the strongest in the last 10. 2 furlong and 4 furlong pace numbers. To me, that's a sign of a horse that's just about to click. So maybe we can get a nice price with that one. And number 9 is Extreme Force, coming, making its second start off the bench. It was the 90-cent favorite, so even money favorite last out. And the trainer rebounds at 30% with horses that ran around the track last time as the favorite and failed. So maybe this time around he can get the horse home first. Race number 8, Terry, is 1 mile, 70 yards. We talked about that a little bit earlier, but just to refresh. 261 races, 180 of them, Terry, so big number. Won by speed, 84 going wire to wire. And this is probably the most fair distance where there's only a minor inside-out bias. And once again, I like the 2-horse, but who do you like? You don't like the 2-horse.
I like the number 5 horse, the Great Kazoo. You're in second versus similar in the last race, only losing by a neck. And I like that Pennington is in the saddle. And then number 8, Charger, ran second in the last race and has the best dirt speed among today's starters. And then number 6, Maximus Aurelius.
Yes, from the movie Gladiator, right? A Maximus Aurelius,
Yep.
And Gazoo, wasn't that from a cartoon, like the little green guy? I forget what cartoon it was. But,
yeah, I think it was. So anyway, it has a good jockey in Ruben Silveira. And last race, it ran 4th by 10 lengths. It was his first race. And it usually the trainer on the second race after a layoff wins 22% of those races. So, and then I like number 1. Number 1, let me see here. Let me get back here to 1. Sealy Cart. And I like the fact it had a good 2 races back. Last race, it ran 5th by 13. But it's been in the money 4 times out of 8 at PARX, so it seems to like it. And it's ran 3rd twice at this distance.
Yeah, for me, number 2, Palace Supernova, first time out of route, Terry. And one of the things I like to look for when a horse is going to run around, from 6 furlongs up to a mile for the first time, is how are those late pace figures improving? Because they're going to need that extra run at the end, right? Because they're not used to running that longer races. And you see improving late pace figures for Palace Supernova. So that suggests to me that he'll like the extra yardage today. Number 8, Chargers, coming in from Churchill Downs. Terry, claimed by trainer Linda Rice, and she hits at 21% the first time around the track with a new horse that was just claimed. And Charger also has some decent workouts getting ready for this race. I also like the Great Gazoo second start with trainer John Service. It's a 33% angle. That guy dominates PARX in Delaware in that East Atlantic area. Strong run in his first race at PARX, so I expect you'll see some improvement there as well. And then finally, number 6, Maximus Aurelius, same horses that you like for the most part. I expect that you're going to see the horse improve in the second race off the bench, and then once again, you have a pretty strong jockey and trainer combo. Race number 9, Terry, we're getting there, my man.
That's
7 furlongs again, 220 races, most of which dominated by speed horses. And this is the one where there's a clear bias for 1, 2, and 3. It starts to drip a little bit lower, but if you get past horse number 7, they don't win very often.
Right.
I don't think we're going to go past horse number 7 because neither one of us have a number beyond that. But what do you like?
I like number 7, Thunderstruck. Has the best dirt speed among today's starters and a hot trainer jockey combination who's won 5 races out of the last 14 mounts that they had. And then I like number 4, Big City Bob. He won 2 races in a row and is now going for a hat trick.
Your favorite angle.
That's right. It's one of my favorite angles. Yeah. Number 5, Super Flyover. Likes the distance and the track and has the highest speed figure at today's distance. And then number 6, Friendly Fella. Cuts back in distance and drops in class today.
That's why everybody, when they ask you, who's your favorite on the Player's Edge, they always take Terry because he's a friendly fella. So that horse is named after him. For me, I like Thundershook. That's a good phone, those things.
Yeah.
Well, it's called Thunderstruck from AC/DC, but the beginning of that makes for a good, when your phone rings, I don't know what they call it, ringtone, right? Like there, it should be Thunderstruck instead, Terry. But anyway, in the money, 12 of 18 at PARX, 5 of 5 at the distance. So likes PARX, likes the distance. 2 important things when you're handicapping. And I'm a pattern guy, so this horse is making its second start off a layoff. Last time out, it ran, I think, 1 mile and 70 yards, and then came back to run 7 furlongs. And it's doing the same exact pattern this time, and it ran an improved race in round 2. Big City Bob is a $140,000 horse, Terry. Chump change by the Hay Standard. You have it's just a head away from winning 3 races in a row, and won its last 2, both of which were 7 furlongs at PARX. Number 3 is Sneakiness, like little kids, right?
Yeah.
This one likes to be a pace setter, Terry. Won the last time it's making its first start off a bench like it is today. So the horse does like to run fresh, as they say. And you got some okay workouts leading up in there. Nothing spectacular where you go, that one's going to actually win. But pace, early pace, inside post, good works, should be a part of the mix all the way around the track. And then number 5, Superfly Over, coming down in class, coming up the country from Gulfstream Park. And then if you look at the numbers at PARX, where it runs a lot of races, has some of the best numbers for this field at the distance and at the track. And now for the nightcap, Terry, race number 10. We have the same horses in just slightly different order. So tell us why you like what you like, and then I'll add to that at the end.
Okay, I like number 4, Digger's Diamond. Been knocking at the door, finishing 7 out of 10 races in the money this year. Has the highest last speed rating. Niagara 1. I don't think that's how you pronounce that, but anyway. Niagara, I think. He won his
last whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Just look at the numbers, man.
That's right. He won his last race at PARX, and he's on the rail, and the rail pulse is winning at 18% clip. Spirit Wolf won his last race easily at PARX, and he really likes this distance. Macho Man drops in class.
Macho Man. Yeah. Terry, that was your favorite song in the 80s, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. I liked it a lot, yeah. Anyway, he drops in class today, and he's got a hot jockey trainer combination who, in the last 14 days, have been in the money 8 out of 14 times.
So I like Digger's Diamond as well, Terry. He's getting a weight break, second off a claim. It's a 20% angle for trainer Patricia Faro. The second off a claim, not the weight break. Number 2, Spirit Wolf. Terry won the last by 6 1/4 lengths. Again, going back to Barry Meadows' book about these alpha angles, which is what I've deemed them. Horses that win by by a length and a half or more, they respond to win usually in the next race in excess of 15% time. So trainer Howard Brown Jr. is keeping the horse in the claiming ranks when he runs claiming, wins at 21% of the time. Niangua. We'll go with Niangua. How about that, Terry?
Okay.
It's a $435,000 horse. Now we're starting to get into Terry's neighborhood. The horse has improved its speed figures 3 in a row. And when you look at the last pace number, the late pace numbers last time out, big jump up in there. That's a sign to me that the horse is definitely on the upswing. And finally, number 6, Muchacho Macho. Trainer Ness and jockey Silvera hit at 31% together. I mean, that's a pretty dynamite combo there in Philadelphia. And last time out, the horse improved its fractions nicely. So I'm a big fan of horses that are improving their fractions. So we'll pull up our but Mehmet wants to know the picks for race 5 PARX. You can see the picks right there on the screen for race 5 at PARX. Terry likes the 7, 2, 4, and 9. I like the 2, 7, 4, and 6. And let's go ahead and take a look, Terry, at our late pick 4s, the ones that we're doing for the monster money. Terry, what do you think?
Okay, sounds good to me.
All right, so here we go on the late pick 4, prime rib pick 4. Let me pull it up. Bang. There's yours, Terry. Tell us what numbers you like.
Okay, and I like in the 7th race the 2 with the 11th, the 5 and the 7. In the 8th race, I like the 5 with the 8 and the 6. In the 9th race, I like the 7 with the 4, 5, and 6. And in the 10th race, I like the 1, 2, 4, and 6.
So for me, I like the 2, 5, and 8. We basically ticket structure is not that much different. I felt like the race 7 is the one that can get away with the least amount of horses. And then race 8, 9, and 10, going deep, hoping to get through that first leg and then having a good chance to bring her home with the 2, 8, 5, 6, 7, 4, 3, 5, 4, 2, 1, and 6, Terry. So today we did things way out of order because the races were starting early over at PARX. We are starting early. We have to keep that in mind, I guess, going forward when we do full picks, right? Full track picks. Yep. But one of the things that's going to run a little bit later today, Terry, is your best bet of the day, which you can find over at horseracingtoday.net. And let me just pull that up on the screen for us real quick, Terry. So your bet today over at Penn National is race number 6, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Tell us who you got. And well, first of all, how did yesterday do? Let's start there.
We can start with yesterday. And yesterday, my second pick was scratched yesterday. Mm-hmm. So my third pick actually won the race and actually paid pretty well. Paid $20.40 to win, $5 to place, $3.40 to show. And my first pick ran second and paid $2.60 and $2.10, which gave a pretty good exacta.
It sounds like a good exacta.
Yeah, I forget the exact amount, but yeah, it was pretty good.
So, and then today, what do you got today for us, Terry? Which one of these horses is the $20 horse?
Oh, I think Zertz. No, this is actually a pretty wide open race. There are a lot of good horses in here, so you might be able to get some good pricing and make some good money on trifectas and exactas. But anyway, I like number 2, Zertz. He finished second his last race and likes this track, and he's the distance, and he's finished 100% of the time at Penn National at this distance. And then I like number 3, Studio B. He's a nose from winning 3 in a row or having a hat trick. So he has a good trainer and jockey. And then I like number 6, the Sagire. And he has the highest average winning per race of all the entries. So he's ran it against a little tougher horses. He will be closing in the stretch and try to win the race.
All right. Well, they're all hopefully trying to win the race, Terry, right? You can catch Terry's best bet of the day every single day over at horseracingtoday.net. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Horse Race, the number 2, and then day. So Horse Race Today. That's the handle at Twitter and at Facebook. If you like what you saw, please kindly thumbs up on YouTube here at our channel. Make sure you subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Hit the bell so you always know when we're going to go live. Good luck. Thank you, Nick. We appreciate that today. I agree you, Verrazano will be the heavy favorite today. But I also like in the race before the same angle from the jockey, from the trainer, bringing the horse in from Woodbine. I think the horse's name was Londonderry in the race before that. So maybe you'll see that one, similar type of setup, but getting a much better odds, maybe a better price. That's why I picked, I think it was the 7 horse in the race prior to that. So take a look at that when you're running through your programs, Terry. Today, we did things a little bit differently. No news today, Terry, unfortunately, because we decided we wanted to bring more picks, and with more picks, it takes more time to get prepared, Terry.
Absolutely, it does.
Yeah, indeed. So it's Tuesday, Terry. One last final thing. Free picks today over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet today are at Turf Paradise, so in the afternoon. So if you head on over to Guaranteed Tip Sheet, you'll see Turf Paradise free. Just register. Doesn't cost anything, and you'll get all of the Turf Paradise picks this afternoon at no cost. Yesterday's free track of the day, had you done that, Terry, at Mahoning Valley, the top 4 picks had potential payouts of $1,520.60, Terry, including a $348 trifecta in race number 7. So that would be a nice box it up.
It would be, yeah, absolutely.
So did race 2 run yet at PARX or not?
They're just getting into the gate. And I wanted to say on that first race, the 5 horse won that race. And I don't know if you remember this, Little Tater. Remember me talking about
when I asked you if you like taters or if you like French fries?
Yeah, I had it last time we did PARX and as one of my picks. And when I was looking at this race, it was really close to my 4th pick, and I kept trying to decide which way to go. And I said, well, he didn't do too good for me last time, so I'm going to leave him out.
So you were a little angry. And it was my 5th pick too, Little Tater.
Yeah.
So yeah. And there was a 5th pick too over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. So that's how it always goes, Terry, right?
It is, yeah.
You're right there, but you're not there. So, all right, Terry. So it's Tuesday. Any final thoughts before we get up and get out of here?
Well, just that I hope that everybody's doing well. I hope the weather gets a little less severe in the Midwest and East. And then just take it easy this week. Make sure that you stay safe and tell everybody that you have close to you at least once that you love them.
All right, Terry. Well, I won't go that far with you, but I do. You are close to me, my man. But here we go. Just real quick, run through our picks again. So here are all of the picks today for PARX. Take a quick look at that and jot them down. We'll give you a minute to do that. Or you'll find them, of course, over at Horse Racing Today. You can just freeze the YouTube on that, horseracingtoday.net. So those are our picks for every single race at PARX, both Terry and I. If you want to take a look real quick at our hot dog pick 4s, Terry's is over. Mine starts in race 5 with 2-7, 2-1 and 9, 2-5, 2-8 and 5. Here are our box it ups. Mine's about to go. So race number 2, 2-3, 7-6.
Yeah.
And guess what, though? Number 2 just scratched. So I'm hearing that in my ear.
Yeah.
So the 2 is gone. So that kind of – so to replace the 2, Terry, let me see. Who would I replace the 2 with real quick? I'll replace the 2 with number 1, Spring Emperor. So if I were to do it, it would be 3, 6, 7, and 1. The 1 is racing in here, right, Terry?
Yes.
Indeed.
So far it is.
Uh-huh. Let's see. Let's look at that. And then, so that's the box it up. And then finally, the prime rib pick 4s, Terry. And race 7, 8, 9, and 10, which we have quite a while to get to. 2, 5, 8, and then 2, 5, 8, 6. So you can see the picks right there. So they're all of our picks today at PARX, Terry. Just to recap what we did today. And then Terry, of course, hopes everybody has a fantastic day. So do I. And we hope that every single one of your picks, including the 1 now in race number 2, Terry, ends up in the
winner's circle.
Yes. Have a fantastic Tuesday, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. What are we doing tomorrow, Terry?
Turf Paradise.
Turf Paradise. And on Thursday, what do we got in mind?
Aqueduct.
Aqueduct. So Turf Paradise tomorrow, Aqueduct on Thursday. Until we see you again, Terry, one more time. May all your picks end up in the
Winner's Circle.
Have a great Tuesday.